Alright, last one is Cornucopia Guilds with Nocturne. There's no draw on the board. No draw. I looked at Young Witch right away. Druid is the Bane. So I looked at the boons. They're good boons. They're good boons. Cartographer 1, Dungeon 1, and Non-Terminal Money 1, I believe. But Young Witch can be blocked, and in this kind of game, where there's no trashing and you expect to have a lot of curses, I feel like Soothsayer is a better investment, especially considering I can open it because of the Baker token. So I think I switch my attention from the Young Witch over to the Soothsayer on the opening here. As subsequent fives, I could think about a Baker. I do think about a Baker just to stockpile some coin tokens for the end. That will not be bad at all. But I think the Idol is going to be a better 5 than the Baker here. So I go for a Druid on the opening. My opponent goes for a Silver. Druid is a decent buy there. He might think about Young Witch, in which case, well, I have a Druid. The Young Witch is not bad, by the way, because of the filtering effect, but the Soothsayer, I think just because you could open it is better here. It gets you the gold that you want. There's no extra VP, you just want to hit provinces as quickly as possible. So turn 3 for my opponent is a Druid, but he opens Soothsayer Silver, I open Soothsayer Druid, and I'm going to pick up a Candlestick Maker here. So hopefully bank some coin tokens for the end game. I would really like to use it only near the end. Anyway, so I go for the Druid here. Not going to trigger the shuffle, just taking the money here because I'd like to pick up an Idol. So once again, Idol, the first Idol you play gives you a boon, the second one gives your opponent a curse, third one a boon, fourth one your opponent a curse, so on and so forth. So Idol is a bit more than just 2 coin. Could be 3 coin, could be 2 on a silver that you gain, or whatever the boon is, right? So this boon lets me trash it, which is brilliant. Which is brilliant. I was really happy about that. I wasn't happy to see 4, but I was very happy to be able to trash a curse from my deck there. 4, I go for 1 more Druid. I probably will stay put at 2 Druids. The plan with the Druid mostly is to look for the Soothsayer very quickly and play that a lot of times. Worst case scenario, it can't ever collide with the Soothsayer because there's the non-terminal boon. The field, so which I take here and then play the Soothsayer. So that was my plan with a couple Druids. I think 2 is enough there. Later on into the game, the Cartographer effect is not quite Cartographer, but you know, you could look at the top 4 cards of your deck and pick which ones stay and which ones get discarded. Is going to be very useful, I feel. Okay, so just a silver here, like I said, I think 2 Druids is a good amount. My opponent gets a Wisp as his boon there, so that's nice for him, especially in a deck with Coppers, Curses, Druids even. Wisp is a good card. He picks up an Idol, I pick up an Idol. Any hand that's not 6, even if it is 6, I might buy an Idol, just because Soothsayer gives me gold. But once you're not 8, I'll probably be buying an Idol here. Like I said, I think the Idol is better than the Baker. I really wanted a Baker, but I couldn't justify buying a Baker over Idol. Anyways, so here so this is a point to note here, right? This offered me the option to discard 3 cards to gain a gold. So maybe you want to play Idols first and then your other treasures, just in case something like that happens to you. But I played at the end and I'm unable to use that boon. But I'll take a province there very quickly. Very lucky to draw that hand. So now, on my opponent's last turn, he bought a Necromancer. And I'm not entirely sure what the Necromancer is for. Goes for another one here. So I'm not sure what he wants them for. If he wants them for spies or for what. Spy seems to make the most sense to me. Going for the apprentice off of the Necromancer seems to be kind of a long shot. It might work sometimes, but I don't expect it to work all the time. Anyways, so province for my opponent, so we are 1 each on that count. Druid here, I could take the filter, but I felt like there was a soothsayer in my last few cards and I didn't want to draw that dead. I also didn't want to, if not soothsayer, definitely a druid. I also didn't want both of them actually, look at that. I didn't want to play it as a dungeon because it would mean one of those cards would miss, either the druid or the soothsayer. As it turns out, both of them missed the shuffle because my opponent played his soothsayer. I knew it was going to be soon, I was just, hopeful that it wouldn't happen. But I was wrong, so my soothsayer ends up missing the shuffle, which is not good at all, not good at all. A third necromancer for my opponent. So, I don't know what the plan is with all these necromancers, but we'll see. Here I could have spent my coin tokens to purchase a province, but I hold back on it. Like I said, I'm trying to hold it back for the end game as much as possible here. So I just buy the duchy instead. Necromancer comes out for my opponent and he trashes a druid. Oh, he trashed a druid last time with the necromancer to draw, using it as an apprentice, and here he uses the necromancer as a druid to filter, and he comes up with that province and gives me a curse with double idol. So it's a very, very good turn for him there. Very, very good turn, and he even picks up a candlestick maker to boot. So now he also has the option of storing up some coin tokens, which I didn't like. I like knowing exactly how much money he might have rather than a range. I guess I always know a range, but the range is bigger with the coin tokens. Anyways, I played the Druid, Dungeon Druid here. There's no terminals for it to collide with, and it seems like a reasonable thing to do to get a better turn than what I had, and it turns out to improve it drastically, going from just what, $2 in hand to like $7 in hand. So I do start to spend my coin tokens here to buy provinces. Looks like it's about that time. I might even do so here depending on what my opponent does. He trashes his soothsayer here with one necromancer, but the subsequent necromancer, you could just play it as a soothsayer because the soothsayer is in the bin now. He doesn't end up doing that. He goes for the dungeon druid and comes up with 8 actually. So it is kind of close. My opponent is doing very, very well here to keep up with the provinces. Better than I expected, honestly. But he is doing well to keep up with the provinces. Here, I get the Moon's Gift, which is brilliant. It allowed me to top deck a gold, which gives me a very good shot at picking up province next turn. Fall one short, I do fall one short, but I will at least be able to pick up a duchy. Picking up province on this turn, if my opponent was only able to get a duchy, as he is here, would have been very, very good for me. It just puts a lot of scoreboard pressure on my opponent. But just the duchy, following my opponent, and here, well, this is sad. 4 is not. There's not a lot I can do with $4 on this board. I just decide to pick up an estate. My opponent actually doesn't end up doing anything. He does set up his next turn though, so maybe he's looking at province on his next turn. Maybe. I'd be happy if he buys province, obviously, seeing his hand. Definitely be happy if he buys a province, but he doesn't. Plays it a bit safer. I'm not sure if he had the money to at this point. But the Necromancer does come out, and he's going to play it as Soothsayer this time. So he goes for a duchy here, and this plays a bit interesting for me, right? So here I could have gone for province and estate. I didn't. I just buy the province instead. My rationale was that, okay, look, that puts me 7 points ahead, meaning he needs province duchy to win. And I don't think he could get province duchy. 13 and 2 buys, I don't think he could do that. It is theoretically possible, but I don't think like it's practically worth playing around that opportunity. And getting the extra estate doesn't help me in that regard. However, a more likely circumstance is what I should have been thinking about, and what he ends up doing here is coming up with 7 and 2 buys, and buys duchy estate himself. So now he puts himself in a position where the province might win for him. So duchy estate here gives him 4 points, puts him at 30, not 30, 27. And I am only able to buy a duchy, as you would expect of the decks at this point, leaving me at 33, him at 27. So now he doesn't need province duchy to win, he needs just province estate to win. So me not buying the estate really led to some nervous moments at the end here. So you'll see what I'm talking about. The score is 30-27. I get a gold and I am going to buy a duchy here. But now it's easier for him to win. Previously it was very difficult, 13 on 2 buys, but 10 on 2 buys is quite a bit easier for my opponent. Still pretty difficult overall, I feel, but definitely easier. And if I had bought the estate with that coin token that I still have on my mat here and haven't had the cause to use yet, I would have felt a lot more comfortable in this position. My opponent comes very, very, very close. A slightly different draw would have, like if a boon had turned up to give him money there, I would have lost the game because I didn't buy an estate and I would have sat there looking foolish with my solitary coin token. As it is, he just comes up with a duchy estate. I'm going to take a duchy here. None of us are going to get to that last province, and we are going to take out the estates to end the game on a 3 pile in my favor. So perhaps holding back that coin token there was a misplay for me. It worked out in the end, but it still might be a misplay. So I do win the match here 3.5 to 1.5, and I'll progress to the next round of the single elimination tournament. So hooray, you get to see more Nocturne. Alright, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next match.